So today we're going to start off by creating some symmetrical shapes so that we can decorate our cards. A heart is symmetrical. A butterfly is also symmetrical. And we know that it's symmetrical in half like this. It's going to be exactly the same shape on one side as it is on the other. So that also works for the butterfly. So if I take that butterfly, if I fold them in half, the sides will be exactly the same on both sides. So we're just going to start off by making a symmetrical heart. So to make this, we're going to need some scissors, some paper, and for some of the things, once you get the hang of it, you might want to use some paper that's a little thicker. And this I just found in my recycling box. Completely out of the way. Take my paper, fold it in half. Now remember, you always have to start cutting on the folded side, not on the side that is cut. So here we go. I'm going to make my mark. So I'm going to put a mark here. I'm going to start there, and I'm going to end my shape there. So here we go. I'm drawing this heart here. So I'm going to go up and down there. About right. Now I can cut that line along, starting from the folded side. And there we go. So there is my heart. Now we're going to make a symmetrical butterfly. The first thing you're going to do is take your sheet and fold it in half. Then you're going to mark your starting point and your end point, making sure that it's on the folded side, not on the open side. Then draw your butterfly. Take out your scissors and go ahead and cut out your butterfly. Now that you know how to make symmetrical shapes, I'm going to suggest that you make it out of a thicker paper like a flyer. It'll help make things sturdy. So you can just cut it and then go ahead and fold it just like we did the white paper, and go ahead and draw what you're going to be cutting and cut out your shape. Now we're ready to start using our symmetrical shapes to decorate. We can use markers, pencil crayons. My favorite thing to use is oil pastels, but I know some of you might not have them. Chalk or sidewalk chalk could also be used, especially if you're drawing on a darker sheet of paper. And one other thing that we might be able to use is some paints, but we probably want to make sure our paints are kept very light. So let's take a sheet of paper and we are going to fold it in half. Then take out your templates. There's my template, and put it on top. You're going to have to hold down your template while you do this so it doesn't slide around, and start coloring inside. Once you've finished coloring, you can take it off, and there's your heart. Now this is where you might want to use the thicker paper for making your templates. You can put another one kind of on top or on the side. And again, hold down your template, color it in, maybe using a different color. And now you have your card. All right, now let's try it using those oil pastels or some chalk. Again, fold your card and take out your template. This time you might want to put it on a scrap sheet of paper because we're going to put the oil pastel or the chalk around the edges of our template. And this is the fun part. Move your template onto your card and then use your finger, hold it down, and use your finger to smudge that oil pastel or that chalk into your shape. You can also use the other side of your template, put in a different color. And again, this is just on the scrap paper so we don't get our card dirty. Now put that other piece right on top and use a finger to smudge out. And that gives your design a different effect. Finally, you can also use paint. These are watercolors. Make sure that when you are using paint on really thin paper, you only use a little bit of water. It might be better to use a thicker sheet of paper for your card if you are wanting to use paint. Again, put your template on your card. A little bit of water. Get your paint on it. Hold your template down. There you go. And quickly paint over it. There you go. Once your cards are done, you can use markers or pencil crayons to add some final details. Here I'm adding a stem and some leaves so that my heart looks like a bit of a flower. Here are some of the cards I've made, and I can use a marker to write right inside of the hearts. Don't forget to write a message on the inside of your cards, and you can always add additional drawings.